make it fit with destiny. And now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
Good morning to all. First of all, I would like to congratulate to all of you for celebrating the 79th Independence Day. And I have no word to propound my sense and gratitude Suruchi Gandhi, who is the principal HOS of this school, for upbringing this school up to this stage. Really, I have no word to perform my thanks and gratitude to all the teachers, those who are rendering their services, having taken a great extent. आपके बाल भारती पब्लिक स्कूल में एक चीफ गेस्ट बनने का मौका, वो मेरे ख्याल से ये हमारे लिए बड़ा सौभाग्य का विषय है। और मुझे तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि प्रोग्राम इतने बढ़िया चल रहे हैं। हालांकि मुझे अभी जाना तो और भी कई जगह था, और मुझे लगता है कि अभी मुझे प्रोग्राम आपके देखने पड़ेंगे। बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम। और मैं अपने आप को गौरवान्वित महसूस कर रहा हूं कि आप जैसी इतनी सुंदर जेंट्री के सामने मैं दो शब्द कहने के लिए यहाँ खड़ा हूँ।
परमार, अरज कालरा, अविका पोबल, वर्णित सिंह, अंशुमन विनीत, अद्विका राहुल, दर्श डागर, अंशिका, अथर्व गोयल, सानवी तुली,
काम्या बंसल, मिशिता गुप्ता, आशिता सिंह, प्रियांशी मल्होत्रा, श्रीका मनकोटिया, प्रणवी जोशी, प्रिशमा सिंह, विधि, आद्या श्रीवास्तव, जास्मिता श्रीवास्तव, ईशान्या कोहली, श्री
I solemnly pledge that I will discharge my duties as member of the prefectorial board to the best of my ability and with a fair sense of judgment. The honor, pride and prestige of my school will come first and always first. I will always strive to project the best image of my school at all forums.
जश्न है भारत, रग रग में है जीत की आदत, ऐसा हुनर दुश्मन भी सलामी दे। तू सूरज हम तेरे उजाले, तुझसे जुदा नहीं होने वाले, आखिर तक हम सफर के जंगे के। जय हिंद जो नस नस में है, हर बाजी फिर बस में है, जिद खान के हिंदुस्तान बोले। सलाम सुफला
Most Honorable Chief Guest for the day, the Deputy Director of Education, Charmati, who found time to come here in spite of the fact that he's got invitation from 18 schools and organizations today. We're extremely thankful to you, sir, for coming here. I would like to simply take some time to carry on from what Sir rightly touched upon. Now, freedom, as we conceive it, doesn't necessarily mean political freedom. It entails freedom of speech, freedom from narrow views, freedom from superstition, freedom from stereotypes, breaking free and being independent, not just to say anything, but to say things which make a difference. You've seen whatever brief we could show you, that we are trying to sow all these seeds in our young children, our young boys and girls. I don't know how many of you have read it, but I request every child and every parent to go through this, because this Girl Up campaign has not only the participation of girls, it has so many boys who are genuinely and sincerely, they have joined this campaign. So that is the change that we are trying to envisage and bring. We want to break the stereotypes where a girl goes home and is expected to cook. I think perhaps it's only in India that we have this kind of a culture. When you go out, whoever comes first has to cook. So cooking is not just one thing. I'm talking about independence. I'm talking about freedom of expression. I'm talking about a very happy coexistence. I'll give you a little example. That's many years back when we were going out somewhere and it was raining very heavily. I remember my daughter was sitting with me. She was quite young at that time, about 6 or 7 years old. And we saw two boys on a motorbike who were just, getting wet on the road next to our car. And my daughter was observing them. And she said, "Mama, why are they getting wet?" I said, "Because everybody can't afford a car. So that is why they have to go somewhere and they are getting wet." So she thought for some time, and then immediately she said, "I know, Mama, what they'll do." I was a little taken aback. I said, "They'll get married and they'll get a car." So imagine a 7-year-old child, because maybe wherever she had gone, she had actually seen, a decorated car there as a gift. And when I came back here, I questioned, and it was such a, welcoming answer that I got from senior students. I said, "What do you think about this?" And they were all, it's not just for the sake of saying, they were all very vehement about the fact they're not going to accept any gifts. You see, this generation is surely, and it's already making waves by bringing about a change in not only the status of girls, but as Sir rightly said, about valuing every person around you. We tell them many times to make a gratitude diary. There are certain things in life that we take as granted. Morning a maid comes, serves us with tea, does everything for us. Do we ever value? I think COVID times were the only times when we learned how much fortunate we are in terms of the services that we get. I had gone to Australia some years back on an educational trip, and when I was talking to students in a class, if all mothers get up and cook every day, what do you do with leftovers? So I said, we don't have any leftovers. We only cook that much that is used. So those children are used to packing the leftovers on their own in the morning when they come to school. So the kind of help that you are getting and the kind of services that you are getting calls for, as Sir rightly said, a lot of gratitude. I remember my mother was working, and my friend and myself, we both would sit we were studying at Miranda House, Delhi University, and we would, after our lectures got over, we would sit in the cafe for half an hour, and we would both take, there were youth specials at that time, university specials. We were not used to these comforts of chauffeur-driven cars. So we would wait for half an hour, 40 minutes, not for the 12:30 U special, but for the 1:30 U special. Why? because we had the same problems. Our mothers were administrators, and if they came before us, then we had to serve the lunch. So we thought we'd wait, let her come, let the table be laid, then we should reach. And when my mother would tell me that you don't do anything, I said, because you're a mother, you have to do. When I'll be a mother, I'll do. Now, and you know how tables changed. When I got married, every time I used to go, I always felt like helping her. Because then I realized the kind of privileges, the kind of services I was getting, and I never realized. So you might be breaking the hearts of your teachers, your parents, because I'm just sharing with you. Why did I call senior students to be a part of this program today? For the simple reason that you shouldn't aspire for changes. You have to be the change that you want to bring about in this world. When we go to other countries, we say how clean Switzerland is, how clean Dubai is, how clean. But we never realize that even for a small thing we have to pay fines. You should walk with the crowds, and yet you should stand distinct. Yet you should make a difference. And this is what education at Bal Bharati is all about. I tell my teachers every day, and really give due credit to them, that don't be impressed or don't be satisfied by simply teaching away a few lessons or taking up on your course and go back. You have to teach them basic life skills, how to deal with failure, how to cope up with disappointment, how to tolerate the loss of someone. Because these life lessons no school gives you. We are never taught. In fact, parenthood, I was just discussing with her, that parenthood is such a daunting task and nobody gets training for this. You don't get any training. There's no school that teaches you, at least here, how to be good parents. So whatever we are doing is by hit and trial and by our own experiences, which may be right or wrong. But then you as young boys and girls have now to take the lead to bring about this freedom that I'm talking about, freedom from any kind of a thing which you think is not good for in your interest or in the interest of the organization or in the interest of society at large or your country at large. So we aim at creating this. I always tell you in every assembly that we are a school with difference. Why? Because we believe in doing things which others have overlooked. We always feel that, and you have seen examples even when having made to IITs and medical, why is it children commit suicides? Because we've never taught them. We've never taught them what is plan A and what is plan B. Plan B should always be there. What if I don't get in medicine? What do I do? What if I don't make it to the engineering college? What do I do? And it's okay, life will be unfair. You will not get always what you deserve, whether in terms of your school, whether in terms of a college, whether in terms of a life partner, in a roommate. You may not get what you deserve, you think you deserve. But life is coexistence, all kinds of adjustments, all kinds of compromises, and respecting the other person's views. If we all think of that, I think we'll have a much better society to inhabit, and I'm very confident all of you are going to bring this difference. So can we clap very loudly for these young girls and boys? So congratulations to all the people who have been invested with responsibility. I always tell them, uneasy is the head that wears a crown. This comes with a lot of responsibility. You have to be an ideal. You have to set an example that other children emulate you. And it's very difficult to be fair. But that's how you have to be. So my best wishes, my compliments to all the parents who took time out to be. I know it's a working day, but you took out time to be with them and bless them. They'll never forget this moment. And they'll always thank you for this.
We want to ask you something. When was the last time you made an eye contact with a homeless person instead of just looking away?
Because behind every face that we ignore is a story that we have never heard. Good morning everyone. I am Kavya.
And I'm Apurva, and we are here on behalf of class 11 to talk about something that often gets ignored in our daily lives: homelessness.
SEVA stands for Social Empowerment through Work, Education and Action. It's not just a school project, it's about compassion in action. It encourages us to go beyond marks and to make a mark on someone's life.
Class 11 was assigned the topic Care for Homeless, a group we often see but rarely acknowledge.
Homelessness is not just about the absence of a home, it's also about the absence of stability, security, dignity, and at oftentimes even identity. Whether it's the man outside the metro station or an old woman curled up on the step of a temple, these are all real people living invisible lives right next to us.
The challenges they face are enormous. No roof, no proper food, no clean water, no toilets, no security, and no medical help.
During winters, many freeze to death on the Delhi streets. During monsoons, they sleep soaked with only a plastic sheet as a cover.
And worst of all, they face our silence. We walk past them without a glance, forgetting they are humans too.
We knew that we cannot fix the entire problem, but we can start small. So, we organized a donation drive in our class.
We collected blankets, pillows, and food packets.
Each donation was more than just an item. It was a reminder that said that you matter and you are not forgotten.
We distributed the collected items at Najargarh near Sai Baba Mandir. We didn't just give, we listened. We spoke to them. We treated them with the respect they deserve but rarely receive.
That day, we understood that helping the homeless is not about fixing their entire lives. Rather, it's about restoring a part of their humanity.
This project taught us a lesson no textbook could. Homeless people don't need pity. They need visibility, empathy, and genuine support.
So the next time you pass someone sleeping on the street, don't look away.
Just smile, share, and help.
Because sometimes kindness is the first shelter that they receive. Thank you.